Making the wrong Social Security decisions will cost you thousands of dollars per month and may put your retirement in jeopardy. That is, claiming at the incorrect age for your situation, not knowing the correct Social Security strategies to use may result in you being short thousands of dollars a year and hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. This may be the difference of make or break between you having a nice, comfortable, enjoyable retirement and you having to work for the rest of your life. So let's get into a little bit on the basics of Social Security and go into these potential mistakes that may be the landmine in the way of your retirement. So Social Security, we often hear about the retirement age. But what does that actually mean? Is that the earliest you can claim Social Security? Is that the maximum amount you can get for Social Security? What is this full retirement age? Turns out it's neither. So the current full retirement age in the United States is 67 years old. That is the baseline for benefits. That is neither the earliest you can receive Social Security, nor is it the latest that you can receive Social Security or the max you can receive Social Security. So as you see here on the screen, you can receive Social Security as early as age 62. Now, if you choose to take it at age 62, you will receive 70% of the benefit that you would have received if you waited until age 67. So there's a decrease in benefits there. If you were to take Social Security at age 70, you would receive 130% of the amount you would have received at age 67. So there is a little bit of an increase in benefit for waiting. However, that doesn't mean it's bad to take it at 62. It doesn't mean it's right to take it at age 70. It all depends on your personal situation and knowing what you need. Can you just absolutely not stay in your job and you need to retire at 62? Do you know you want to work later and it's going to make sense for you to put it off? These things all come into play in a major way. Now, we're going to look at an example here. So this is Ron and Nancy. Ron's 60, Nancy's 58. It's a pretty basic example. Basically, we're going to look at assuming a given life expectancy and some set Social Security ages they claim, how much they're going to receive over their lifespan. So as you see here, we have Ron and Nancy living to 85 for Ron and 90 for Nancy. That's going to occur in all these scenarios. So you see here, they claim 62, they're going to receive $2 million over their lifespan. If they claim at age 67, each of them respectively claiming at 67, they'd receive a little over $2.3 million over their lifespan. And then lastly, as we see here, we have Ron and Nancy claiming at 70, they'd receive a little over $2.5 million over their lifespan. Now, this is a very straightforward example. It's not necessarily a great example though. Why is that? This doesn't really tell us anything about Ron or Nancy at all, actually. It just tells them that we're assuming they're going to have longevity in both, and Ron's going to live to 85, Nancy's going to live to 90. And we're also assuming nothing really about their financial situation. Are they going to need to take Social at 62? Are they going to want to keep working and take it at 67? This doesn't tell us anything about that. So what we're going to need to know is, okay, for your situation, when do you want and need to retire? And then when is it going to make sense for you to take Social Security? So the other aspect to look at, like we talked about before, which strategy are you going to use? And so most people don't know about these things, but there are other ways you can claim Social Security. First example, there's a claiming strategy called the spousal strategy. What that means is that the lower earning spouse can claim 50% of the higher earning spouse's Social Security without that affecting the higher earning spouse's Social Security. I'll give you an example. If we have Jimmy and Jimmy's getting $3,000 a month Social Security and Jane is scheduled to get $1,000 a month Social Security, Jane can elect spousal on Jimmy's record and instead get $1,500 a month Social Security. That's an extra $500 a month. Could you use an extra $500 a month? Yeah, you're going to miss out on that if you're not choosing the correct claiming strategy. Something as simple as that, not choosing the right strategy, could cause people to miss out on Social Security or wreck their retirement altogether. We'll give you an example of what we've seen here from a real world example. So on here we have Jane and John. So there's a little bit of an age gap here. Came in to the office. John's scheduled to get $475 a month. Jane is younger than John. When she retires, she'll be eligible to get $4,600 a month. What we did here in this situation, because Jane is not getting Social Security, so in order for you to claim spousal, claim Social Security in your spouse's record, that spouse, the higher earning spouse, has to already be claiming Social Security, or else you can't claim it yet. What you can do, however, is claim on your own record until that higher earning spouse starts claiming Social Security. Then at that time, they let you switch and then claim spousal. So here's an example of that, an extreme example of that, albeit a real example. John is going to claim $476 on his own record. Then once Jane retires, he is then going to claim spousal on Jane's record. He is then going to receive over $2,100 a month. That's almost a $1,700 increase, all because they chose the correct claiming strategy. If they didn't do this, they'd be in a pretty bad spot. And so this is a complimentary Social Security report we put together. If you'd like to have one of these reports done for you, just comment below Social Security report. We'd be happy to go ahead and send that to you. Now, the other aspects, the mistakes people make with Social Security. One of them is claiming Social Security too early. Now, when we say too early, we don't necessarily mean anybody that claims 62 is making a mistake. What we mean is that if you are below age 67 and you are still working, that's going to be a major problem because of the Social Security penalty. So, what do we mean about this penalty? If you are younger than the full retirement age in 2025, what they are going to do is, if you are still working, for any dollar you earn above $23,400, they are going to penalize you $1 for every $2 you earn above that $23,400 mark. Now, if you are working full time but then you're taking that social, the penalty is going to be so large that it is going to reduce your Social Security so much that there's really no point of even taking it because all the benefits are going to be reduced. But if you don't know about this and you claim Social Security too early while you're still working, congratulations. You got a lower benefit because you claimed earlier, and then for nothing because you wiped out that Social Security for those years anyway. What I always tell people is that if you are working full time, you're making more than this amount, don't claim Social Security. It just doesn't even make sense. You're going to be screwing yourself, to put it kindly. However, once you get to age 67, that penalty goes away entirely. You can work however much you want, and it doesn't destroy your penalty. So what usually makes sense for someone who knows they're going to want to keep working until 70 or until some point is don't collect it, and then if you're still working at 67, then you can collect it and you can add on top and there's no penalty there. So we can see here how that would be a major mistake. The other aspect is not accounting for the Social Security tax. So this is different from the penalty. A lot of people think they're the same thing. They're not. The penalty for working while receiving Social Security goes away at age 67. The tax never goes away. And the tax has nothing to do with whether you're working or not. It's just based on total income. And this is modified adjusted gross income. So this is before deductions, before anything. As you can see on the screen here, if you're a married couple earning more than $44,000 a year, all of a sudden, 85% of your Social Security is taxable. That's a pretty significant amount that can be added to your overall taxable income. So if you don't prepare, you have a lot of traditional IRAs, all of your income's taxable, you may be in a bad spot. And all of a sudden, the tax man, old Uncle Sam, is going to be taking on quite a bit of your money in retirement. And so these are the major mistakes we see that if you don't prepare for them, you could be missing out on thousands of dollars a year, really maybe $1,000 a month, and hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. So, what I'll say here again, that's the end of the video. If you've liked what you've seen here, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you'd like a complimentary consultation, click the link in the description or we'll reach out to you. Have a great day.